Hey, everybody. Time once again for the Suwannee Sports Report presented by Roundtree Moore Ford on Highway 90 in Lake City. I'm Wayne Littrell, joined by the head baseball coach of the Suwannee Bulldogs. It's Billy Moran. It's the Diamond Dog Podcast. Roundtree Moore Ford, by the way, I was just checking out their website, and man, they've got some nice. Have you seen the new F-150?
I
I mean,
have.
it's beautiful.
I have. It's a bit out of my price range, but I
Yeah, a
really,
little
really
bit.
like it.
Yeah,
Yep.
they got the Rangers. They got, I don't know if you've seen the Mavericks or not,
Yeah,
but
I've seen those.
they're a little more in your price range. And
Yeah. I drive a F-250 and the diesel is killing me right now. So I really was actually looking into those F-150. So yeah, I
yeah,
like them a lot.
if you're looking into a vehicle, look to Roundtree More Ford. They've got what you need, used inventory. They've got the new trucks and cars, vans, SUVs. They've got a great selection and a top-notch service department to back that up. Roundtree More Ford, Highway 90 in Lake City, Florida. They are our title sponsor here on the Sports Report. All right, going to get into baseball talk with Coach Moran right after this timeout. Keep it right here, rivercountrysports.com.
In the heart of the red zone is where the game is won, and you need a dealership that knows about scoring big. At Roundtree Moore Ford, we've scored this area's largest selection of new and pre-owned inventory. And right now, we're scoring rates as low as 0%. It's time to get out of the stands and score big in the Roundtree Moore Ford red zone. At Roundtree Moore Ford, the customer always wins. So make your next ride a touchdown at RoundtreeMoreFord.com today.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Van Carpet One. For 78 years, we've been your local family-owned and operated floor covering store, and we can't wait to serve you. Let's go check out some of the stuff we've got and say hey to the guys.
Hey guys, this is Michael Van here at Van Carpet One. Wanted to show you our huge display of carpet. Got about 1,000 rolls for you that we can order. We also keep about 100 in stock that are on clearance, so please come down and give us a visit. We appreciate it.
Come in and see the largest tile collection in North Florida. Van Carpet One has every tile you could possibly imagine. If you can't find it here, they don't make it. Guys, take a look at this. This is just some of our options in waterproof vinyl plank, where we have the largest selection anywhere around here, including over 70 pallets in stock, ready to go right now. Come in and see our fantastic selection of elegant hardwood too, followed up by fantastic service that you expect from a company like Van Carpet One.
Come on in and see us.
We can't wait to serve you. And that's a boom shakalak.
And welcome back to the Suwannee Sports Report. Wayne Littrell along with Coach Billy Moran. And Coach, good week. We went 2-0 this week in high school baseball, more Suwannee style.
Yeah.
And yeah, good game. Let's start with the Wolfson game. That was a 9-2 victory. You guys exploded late and beat Wolfson. That's a district opponent. So tell me a little bit about that game.
Yeah. So that was kind of a must-win game for both teams. We only have one district matchup. So it's kind of like gives us that head-to-head advantage. And where we were ranked in the region, we were ranked number 4. I think they were ranked number 12, 10 or 12. And it was a big deal for them. They started their ace. They were really, really, gunning for that game. I spoke to the coach afterwards, or even beforehand. He was like, "Coach, this is a big game for us. We're trying to, we ran a pretty tough scouting report. Like this is a really big game for us. If we can somehow pull this off, it'll help them. They were trying to get into the playoffs. If they can break that top 8, they would have made the playoffs. So it was a bigger game for them than it was for us. But obviously, it's a big game for us as well, especially the way we have been playing. So yeah, they started their ace left-handed guy, who was a junior or a senior left-handed arm, who's pretty talented. But we've been pounding it into our guys' heads about offense and what we're trying to do offensively. We've had some really, really productive practices for the past couple practices that we've had, and man, the hard work just started showing right there in the middle of the game. I mean, we were able to put some balls in play, able to move runners, and I think we had one strikeout on the night, maybe.
Doing those little things. And
Yeah.
we scratched across a run in the second, another one in the fourth, take a 2-0 lead. They came back with a run in the bottom of the fourth. So now it's 2-1 and, tight ball game. And then the offense really came alive in the latter innings, the 5th and 6th. We scored 7 runs.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it was really the, we've had some hits here and there, but we've had like a hit at the top of the lineup, one hit in the middle, and then one hit at the bottom, kind of throughout the first few games of the season. And then finally, what we've started to get is we've started to get guys putting together good contact, good at bats, back to back to back to back. And really, it's overwhelming for the pitcher. So Ty Moses had a great game. He was 3 for 4 with a double. Grayson Green had a great game. He had a double as well. But just a lot of balls put in play really hard. I think Noah Lopez had a few hits. Hampton Newman had a double. He had I think he had the first RBI of the game. So I mean, overall, that's what we're going to need to moving forward for Suwannee to be successful. We're going to need everybody in the lineup to be able to put the ball in play with purpose and with intent, and that's what they've done.
Well, I mean, if you pitch like you're capable of pitching, which you did, and then
Mm.
you scatter 11 hits through the game and hit in key
Yeah.
positions, do those little things that you've been talking about.
Yeah.
But it's just great to see that offense.
Yeah, I mean, our pitching has always done a good job for the most part. We've had like 1 or 2 games where our pitching has not really done a great job. But for the most part, I mean, Kyler Watson started the game. I mean, he just every time he starts, he gives us an opportunity to win. Throws a lot of strikes, gets ahead of hitters, puts pressure on their offense. The run that they scored early, I think that the guy reached on an error and then scored on an error. Um, and so it was just one of those things where they're just not going to go out there and score 10 runs off Kyler, just because of his style of pitching is just right out of the gate he's challenging you.
So Kyler gets the start, then Wainwright and Nickerson in relief, and we get the victory. So
Yeah.
it's always nice to see. I don't want to be nitpicky or anything, but your defense, your 1 or 2 errors per game, that's very unlike you guys. Last year, you guys were almost perfect defensively.
It really is unlike us, and I tell you what, it's one of those things where I'm kind of you know I'm trying to through the years of my coaching, I've seen guys come in and work really, really hard, and grow throughout the program. But then they get to that senior season, then it's just like business as usual. Um, and that business as usual mentality is not it. It's I've got to work harder now than I've ever worked, because my goals are so much higher. So and I had this talk with our players the other day at practice. We actually had to stop practice because we're just making small errors, fielding ground balls during ground ball practice. There's uncharacteristic errors,
Right.
and so I had to stop practice. And I asked these guys, "Hey, let me just ask you, how hard would you be on the attack? How serious would you take a ground ball if it was the ground ball to get us to the state championship game?" you know, bottom of the 7th, tie game, or we're up by 1 and a ground ball to you. How serious would you take that ground ball? And they're like, pretty serious. I'm like, okay, well, then why aren't we taking every single ground ball like it's that? Because if we prepare as though that's the ground ball we're getting,
Right.
then we'll never miss.
Then it becomes
And
routine.
then it becomes routine. And so then when you get into that position and that ground ball's hit to you,
Right.
now I have confidence because I've been preparing for this moment for my whole season. And I think that we're just kind of in practice, we're just getting to that point where we go through the motions. And I think we did that offensively too, and it's told on us. We've lost games because of errors. We've lost games because we are not hitting the ball well, and I think it's because we don't have the right intent. And that has been my biggest battle is trying to turn the ship of intent. And then when I do that, they're trying to figure out like, why are you being so hard on us, coach? And I'm like, because we're missing. We don't normally miss that.
Yeah.
Oh, it's only one, and I have to pound it in their head how serious that one is. Because like you said, we're making 1 or 2 errors a game.
And what you do in practice is what you do in the game. So
100%.
you learn those
Yes.
habits, those good habits of practice.
That's
gonna
right.
Carry over to game day.
That's right.
Yeah.
And so what we have seen now, and I think that I have displayed it for them, we have had really, really good habits offensively for the past 3 or 4 practices. I mean, just nothing but good stuff. Really, really slowed things down, focused hard on intent, focused hard on approach, focused hard on contact. And now in the games, we have seen immediate results. So hopefully they can see that, and now we can go on the defensive side and make those adjustments as well. So
It was great to see. Good win at Wolfson. 9-2 was the
Yeah.
final score. But if you thought that was offense, wait to the next game. Next game, we go to Menendez
Mhm.
in St. Augustine. We explode for 10 runs in the first inning on the way to a 16-1 victory.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, they hit a few guys with pitch. I think we had 4 hit by pitch in the first inning, but again, our guys have just they have really bought into our approach. They've really bought into the intent. And when you have 9 guys that are focused on a goal and they're committed to that goal, it's going to be really hard to beat them. And they just they just hit the ball. They hit the ball well.
Yeah, what I liked about that game was that the hits were scattered throughout the lineup. I
Yeah.
mean, it wasn't 1 or 2 guys just carrying things. I mean, everybody's hitting the
That,
baseball.
I mean, that's what we have to win, and that's what we did. Moses had another double. I think Jace had a double and a triple. Easton O'Quinn had a home run. He hit a 2-run home run. I mean, we had a lot of offense. I know Newman had a hit just off the top of my head. I know Colton Rogers had a hit as well. I mean, I'm not 100% sure, but I think everybody in the lineup had a hit.
Yeah. It's
So,
just great to see because,
yeah,
been struggling on offense a little bit and,
yeah,
and just seeing that breakout this week with the 2 games.
yeah,
I mean, that's got to build some confidence.
yeah. I think it has, but even more than just the confidence, it's the attention to detail that we have paid for the past few practices, and then to see the immediate results. And that's going to really. 'Cause sometimes you know how teenagers are. Sometimes teenagers they got it all figured out if you just
Yeah,
ask them,
right.
And so, for you know, we have been failing offensively. There's no nice way to say it. We've been failing offensively, and I have kind of showed them the answer, if you will. And now they've seen it work, and so I really hope that they can stay on that track because it's a proven method. I mean, now they've seen it, they've put it into play. It's working. Our strikeout numbers are way down. Our contact numbers are way up. I don't think we had one swing and miss in yesterday's game or the game against Menendez. So I mean, we're in a much better space mentally, and I really hope that does build confidence going into next week because next week's going to be a battle.
Yeah, no doubt. You got some tough games coming up.
Yeah,
I was looking at, so we talk about the strength of schedule all the
yeah,
time and the teams that you play, but I was looking at the top 10 teams in the state of Florida,
yeah,
whatever classification, top 10 teams. Do you know we played 6 of those 10 teams?
yeah,
On
yeah,
our schedule.
yeah.
Venice is number 1. Didn't play them, but South Walton, Bishop Snyder, Trinity Christian, we got coming up, Creekside, Childs, St. John's Country Day. I mean, it's unbelievable.
What's crazy is we're in a 1-1 game in the bottom of the 6th with Creekside. We're in a 1-1 game in the bottom of the 6th with Bishop Snyder. We lost 4-2 to Trinity. I mean, yeah, I mean, we're last year when we played South Walton, we had the lead going into the 7th. So that just tells me that we are a top 10 team in the state of Florida. When we are right, when we are locked in, we are that good. Which fires me up because I still don't feel like we've played our best baseball yet.
Yeah, and that's the exciting thing,
Yes.
with
Yeah.
the postseason coming up. Of course, we got a tough week, as you mentioned, but I mean, that just put it in perspective with me. I've been breaking down, just looking at 3A
That's right.
and looking at
That fires me up, by the way.
yes,
6 out of the top 10. St. John's Country Day. St. John's Country Day is another game we're 1-1 and we lost in the 6th. It was 3-1 final. I mean, we get one timely hit, changes the whole game. In any of those 3 or 4 games, Childs, same thing. Childs is where are they at? They're number
yeah,
8.
number 8.
So the first time we played Childs, we're 1-1 in the 6th with them as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, we are just as good as any of those teams. We just and we have not played our best baseball yet.
Yeah, that's exciting.
It
And,
is.
and you got a big week coming up. You mentioned that. Got St. John Paul. That's a road trip to Tallahassee. Then we come back home. We got Columbia. Then we got Buchholz. Columbia looking for revenge.
Oh, yeah.
Buchholz, a team, one of the best in the state that we got to deal with them.
That's
So
right.
that's a tough week coming up.
Yeah, very tough, and our pitchers are going to have to do well. All three of those teams are very good. JP2 is a good squad. They've got a couple of really good arms. Columbia, I would imagine we're probably going to see their left-handed arm, who, in my opinion, is their number one. So, I mean, it's going to be a tough game against them. And then when we turn around and play Buchholz, I mean, Buchholz right now, in my opinion, is not as good of a team as we made them out to be the first time we played them. I'm hoping that we can come out with a little bit of attitude and kind of write the message on that because I feel like we kind of laid down last time we played them, which was very uncharacteristic of
Yeah.
us. And
Well,
I want them to understand that was an anomaly.
yeah, that was a game where the wheels just kind of fell
Yeah.
off in that game, 19-2.
Yeah.
It was, we haven't lost like that. I can't ever remember us
Nah,
losing
I
a game
can't
like
either.
that. So it'd be interesting to see how we respond when
Yes.
Buchholz comes. But before we even get to Buchholz, you got the road trip to St. John Paul, and then you've got Columbia at home.
Yeah. So, I mean, those are going to be good games. So the Columbia game, you guys are going to stream that one,
Yep,
right?
we're gonna be live.
So we're going to be live for that one at home. That's going to be a big one, and then Buchholz on Friday night. And I hope we can pack the stands and make some noise. That's going to be a heck of a ball game. And something too. Once we get into like late March season, that's when you're really going to see how teams are. They've kind of figured out who needs to be where. They've kind of figured out their style. The pitchers are kind of settled into their game. So it's really going to come down to we're going to have to beat their arm that they throw. So
Yeah. And speaking of pitching, I mean, do you have a rotation in mind? It's a 3-game week. What are you looking at as far as starters?
yeah, I'm thinking that when we go against JP2, we'll probably going to throw Kyler Watson
Okay.
against JP2, and then turn around and throw Grayson Green against Columbia, and then Colton Rogers against Buchholz.
Of course, Grayson had a great game last time we played Columbia. That was in Lake City.
Yeah, yeah. And I generally don't. I try to schedule to where I don't have to throw one pitcher against the same team twice. Um, However, Grayson threw against Columbia and he threw against Buchholz. So we're either one of those guys is going to have to get
Pick a
Grayson
cat.
twice. Yeah. So yeah, either way, yeah, we got Tigers and Bobcats. So,
Yeah.
anyways, either way, one team is going to have to see him twice. So, um, but what I didn't realize is Grayson hasn't had a home start all season. So this will be Grayson's first home start against Columbia on Wednesday or Thursday.
Yeah.
On
So let's
Thursday.
pack the booster field. Let's pack the doghouse. We've got Thursday game against Columbia, Friday game. These are home games against Buchholz. And matter of fact, the rest of the regular season are home ball
Yeah.
games. So next week, then we'll have Newberry. We'll have that one on the air for you. And
Yeah.
then you got Trinity Christian, which is going to be a tough ball
Oh,
game,
that's going to be a war.
and Santa Fe to round out the regular season.
Yeah, and so here's the great thing too. If you come to a Suwannee home game from Wednesday or from Thursday on, you're going to see a Division One talent in every single game. So when we play against Columbia, they're going to have you'll see Slaymaker. He's a big, powerful arm. You'll see obviously we got our guys, and and we know about those guys. Then when you play Buchholz, they've got 3 Division One arms. They got a couple of hitters that are going to probably be D1 guys. And then same thing with Trinity. Trinity's whole lineup is D1. Newberry's got a D1 Florida commit. I mean, for the rest of the season, you're going to see some really talented baseball players on both sides and really good baseball. So I highly encourage anybody if you want to catch a game, these next 5 home games, they're going to be something to watch.
Do we know anything about the district tournament at this point, like where or what the dates are or anything like that? I know it's going to be after the regular season
Yeah.
that next week, and I
So
think we're on spring break.
yeah, so we're on spring break that week. I want to say it's the 12th through the 16th, maybe. Is that right? So with our win against Wolfson, that should put us
It's a top
at the
seed.
top seed. And depending on how we finish out the season, wins and losses wise, I think that'll maintain our 1 seed in the district. So hopefully we will host.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, and we're going to have to play it like a semifinal game and then a championship
Yeah.
game.
I would imagine with there being 6 teams, we should get a bye. The 2 teams should get a bye. And then
That's kind of what I had in
yeah,
mind, but having not seen it on
sure,
paper,
sure.
seen the bracket or anything, just
Yeah. So and usually the way that works, 5 plays 6, and then 4 or 3 plays 4, and then the 1 seed plays the winner of 5 and 6.
okay.
So
I'm just gonna
usually that's the way that works out.
I'm just gonna type in 3A Region One. Is that it changes the standings a little bit, and
Sure.
let me go back there. I put it in the
While
wrong
you're looking for
place.
that, I was wanted to shout out during the Wolfson game, Case Nickerson came in relief, pitched great. I think he threw 14 pitches, got 4 outs, 14 pitches. Um, Fantastic job. Romney Wainwright coming in, slamming the door. Romney Wainwright's one of those guys who's been working his tail off and just waiting for his opportunity. He comes in a district game right there with a lead and just shuts the door. Fantastic job, really good from the pitching staff.
Yeah, you have a deep pitching staff. I was looking at you got Jace who can pitch. I mean, he's thrown I think in one game this year
Yeah,
because he was so deep.
yeah, he's only thrown 3 innings.
Yeah,
So, yeah, and that's another thing, like, getting into this part of the season, most guys have, a starter, and then they don't have many relievers, and we got so many pitchers. So, I feel so good about we have so many pitchers that during our practice days, we have to have live ABs just so we can get those pitchers
get
to
it.
work.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go. I was looking at so I broke this down in the rankings into our region in 3A.
Okay.
And South Walton, of course, still the top dog, followed by Fernandina Beach, West Florida. We are number 4 in the region. And so if you break it down in our district, Baldwin is behind us, Paxton is behind us, Stanton and Wolfson
Mhm.
are behind us. So I don't see any way we're not the top seed.
I mean, we would, I mean we would have to do very, very bad moving forward throughout the season, and they would have to do very, very good moving forward. So I think that that's the way that it should finish up. But
So
we got.
close.
I mean, listen. I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves.
Yeah.
We just gotta win one game. We got to win Wednesday. That's it. And then when Thursday comes, we'll try to win on Thursday. And then when Friday comes, same thing. We're trying to win one game at a time. We're trying to get better every single day.
And
You
that's a
know.
great approach. I mean, and take that same approach with practices. I mean,
Yeah.
you guys have been killing it as far as hard work, and it's starting to pay. I'm starting to see
Yeah.
dividends. This is a great week.
Well, talent is, like I said, talent has never really been the question. I mean, we know that we have the talent. We know that we have the ability. Um, we've just, I think we've just been, I don't want to say taking it for granted. I just think that we haven't been focused on the little things that win baseball games. We've just kind of showed up and expected the other team to let us win, and just not really attack the small parts of baseball games that all add up to win games for us.
Gabe Garcia, to take him for example, he missed a little time early, and it's kind of slow getting back into things, but he's now batting 300 on the season. I
Yeah.
mean, he's really picked up, and a lot of your guys, your team average has picked up to 240 now.
Yeah, that's just 2 games. I mean,
Yeah, but I mean
just 2 games of positive approach and attention to detail, and we can jump just like that. So, I mean, if we continue to grow and continue to get better, I would imagine that we could probably finish the season somewhere around 300, which is good. Um, but like I said, when these guys don't try to do too much and they go up there and they understand where the success lies, um, you know, then we can be a very, very tough team to beat.
stats are a funny thing, and we talked the walk to strikeout ratio, and we have struck out more than we've walked. At
Yeah.
74 walks, 133 strikeouts, so that's not a good stat.
No.
We've been hit by the pitch 32 times.
Yeah.
Is that average? Is that seems like a lot?
It's quite a bit. But I mean that's kind of by design. We have a 2 strike approach that gets onto the plate that tries to take away the strike zone. And if guys miss arm side with 2 strikes, they're most likely they're going to hit you. So that's kind of part of the game of you're gonna with 2 strikes, we don't just kind of wait to be killed. We step up in the box. We challenge the pitcher to throw a strike, and if they miss in, it's going to hit us because we're crowding the plate and we're trying to take away his advantage. So, um, Yeah, like I said, man, I'm super proud of the guys for their response. When you're staring a 7-10 season in the eyes, it can be overwhelming, and especially when you have an intense individual such as myself as the coach,
Yeah.
it could really cause you to shut down. And they have responded in a super positive way. They've accepted the challenge. They are they are making the adjustments that are needed, and we're able to see it in real time.
Yeah. Well, I kind of like about your coaching staff. You're intense, but then you got Reed.
Yeah,
He can be intense, but
yeah,
and then you got Jake, who's kind of
yeah. Jake's kind of a mellow kind
said
of
he's a
guy.
pretty face.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah. He's the mellow guy, and he's the one that when I jump on him, he kind of grabs him and puts his arm around him and says,
yeah,
"Hey, this is what he means.
yeah,
This I know this is what he said, but this is what what he means is he loves you and he thinks you can do better." You know, pretty much what he's saying.
yeah.
And then Zane Stevens, man, Zane Stevens. This is Zane's first year coaching, and I've just said, "Here, you've got the pitchers. You know, go win for us." And all he's done is just, held teams to 5 or below for the most part. And he's just done a fantastic job with the staff. Just really, really good. And, and the past couple days for him, or the past couple games for him, he's just like, man, I don't know what to do with all these runs being scored. My job's even easier than it has been. Um, so he's excited to see the offense get going too, but he's doing a fantastic job, especially with the pitchers. We've been able to do a good job with the pitching staff, and keep runs down. So I'm super pleased with the staff. And the thing that, like I said, once we can turn the momentum, get it going our way a little bit, we can play with a little more confidence. However, like I told them, I don't want them to, you know, we're not calling FHSAA and getting sized for rings just yet. You
Right.
know what I mean? We still have a long way to go.
Yes, you
You
do.
do it one time, that's good. You do it twice, that's good. Now we have to show that we can do this every single day in and day out. And whether we have 10 hits or 3 hits, we're still going to have good approaches. We're still going to have good at bats. We're still going to do the right thing in the right time.
Yeah. And it's been great to see, but you're right. I mean, it's 2 wins. Let's not get the big head or
Yeah, yeah,
anything
yeah.
because there is a long way to go.
Yeah, well, and like I said too, it was really nice yesterday because you scored 10 runs in the first inning. That can be overwhelming for another team. But I think that we were playing hard, but we were also cognizant of the fact of like, hey, we've been on the other side of that.
Oh, yeah.
We know how that feels, and it sucks. So we're going to be happy for our guys. We're going to cheer on our guys, but we're going to respect the fact that it sucks to be on the other side of being, having 10 hung on you in the first. So I think they did a really good job of being humble in that as well.
Yeah.
So
But it's a lot more fun when you're on the winning side of that. I mean,
I,
no question.
yeah, I told them after, we were eating yesterday after the game, and I was like, I don't know about you guys, but we
Food
we
tastes better.
we tried the other way. I hate it. I really love this way.
Yeah.
So rest of the season, let's just do it this way. And they're like,
I'm
yeah,
sure you can see it in their body language,
yeah, man.
interactions.
Everything, like you said, food tastes better.
Hair smells
your
better.
Clothes fit better. Everything is just better. It's like you just wake up in the morning, you're like, man, it's a better day than it was the other day, because you got to win. So
Yeah, I love it. 2-0, and another challenge coming up this week. So we'll be back to talk more right after this quick timeout. It's the Suwannee Sports Report here on RiverCountrySports.com.
In the heart of the red zone is where the game is won, and you need a dealership that knows about scoring big. At Roundtree Moore Ford, we've scored this area's largest selection of new and pre-owned inventory. And right now, we're scoring rates as low as 0%. It's time to get out of the stands and score big in the Roundtree Moore Ford red zone. At Roundtree Moore Ford, the customer always wins. So make your next ride a touchdown at RoundtreeMoreFord.com today.
You were there at the beginning. You stood behind me, guiding me through good times and bad, teaching me lessons I wouldn't appreciate until later. Prepare me for the day when you couldn't be here. What you've given me, I'll carry wherever I go. And because of your planning, I know I'll go far.
Set your family up for life. Southern Farm Bureau Life Insurance. Your friends for life.
Excellence in academic and clubs. Tradition, family, future. Foundations for lifelong learning. Leadership begins here. Careers start here. Curiosity meets opportunity. Building the leaders of tomorrow. Learning begins with love. One district, every student, every day. The Suwannee County School District, my choice for high-quality education.
And back here on the Suwannee Sports Report, Coach, we talked about last week. We're talking about the upcoming week. We're talking about hopefully getting big crowds for these home games. But I love the way you put the schedule together. You wanted it to be tough, and you also wanted to backload the schedule with home ball games when the weather's good. So this works out perfect.
Yeah, I always try to finish up the season with a pretty good little home stretch, good weather, and two, like, normally at this point in time we've already been playing some good baseball. Took us a little bit longer to catch our stride.
Right.
So hopefully we'll get to, we'll be in good stride and play some good baseball in front of the fans. But man, I'm super excited. It's gonna be a lot of fun. We're gonna have a lot of really tough games coming up. Like I said, every single home game from here on out is gonna be a fun battle with top level competition. So it should be really, really good.
I mean, and you want to play your best baseball at the end of the year as you get
Yes.
to postseason play. So hopefully this is working out in our favor. When I take a look at the teams in the region, same guys that we saw.
Yep.
Still got South Walton, got West Florida out there. We didn't see Fernandina, got Baldwin out there. So we're going to have to run through basically the same gauntlet as we did last year.
Yeah, no doubt. And you got Fernandina Beach this year. They've made a run. They did well in the transfer portal as well. They got a couple guys transfer in. I think they got 2 D1 commits on their team. So
the transfer portal
in
high school.
Yeah,
it's great.
It's a thing. It's a real thing.
We need to get a transfer portal, a little pipeline coming into Live Oak.
Well, I mean, we've kind of created our own with with the Suwannee Bombers, and then the middle school having the B team. So we've kind of just made a baseball factory, which Suwannee's always produced really, really good baseball players at a high rate, in my opinion. And now we're just kind of upping the numbers. So we should be getting a lot of baseball players, coming into the program, like really talented baseball players coming into the program. And then you're going to have your outliers. You're going to have your guys that move into Wellborn area, and they normally may have gone to Columbia, but now they're going to go to Suwannee. So you have some guys from the Hamilton area that they may come to Suwannee, baseball specific guys, and that's kind of my goal is to make Suwannee a place where if you want to be serious about playing baseball, like, it's just common sense, you come to Suwannee.
Yeah, it's a great coach, great place to be. If you're an up and coming prospect, move to Live Oak. We've got room for you.
Yeah, absolutely. and like I said, the biggest thing is, man, we develop baseball players. I feel like we develop them at a high rate. We got guys that are not your best baseball players when they step through the doors, but when they walk out, I feel like they are getting the most they can in that time that they're here. So,
the cool thing about baseball too, and about any team sport, is it teaches not only, the fundamentals of the game and all, but you learn so many things that you don't think about, just camaraderie, how to get along with others, how to deal with, success, how to deal with failure.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of lessons you can learn just from playing sports.
Yeah, 100%. And it, like I said, we lost to Buchholz 19-2. Embarrassing loss. Felt terrible. There's no worse feeling in the world. And then we turn around and beat a team 16-1, and I could feel it in our players. Like, it's not like they had sympathy for those guys, but they understood. They understood how it felt to be in that position. So there, like I said, there was a respect factor still to be had, even though we were winning that game handily. It wasn't like, oh, these guys suck, we're smashing them. It was
Right.
hey, look, it sucks. It sucks for those guys on this day. We know what it's like to be that. So, you know, we still have respect for the game, have respect for the other team. And to me, that's a big thing because it teaches you to be humble because you can be on the upside of it or on the bottom side of it.
Yeah, and having gone through that, I mean, you
Yeah.
can only be stronger coming out of that. Nobody likes to get blown out that way, and then we follow that up with a shutout loss.
That's right.
So it's kind of humbling.
Yeah, it is. It is. And especially it's super humbling because we were so successful last year. We had such a good season last year. High expectations, all of those things, and then it seemed like things were just going downhill fast. And we just had to, we had to just dig our feet in the dirt,
Right.
stop the negative momentum, and try to create something positive.
But that's another lesson learned coming
Yeah.
out of that is that we can't just show up and expect success. We got
That's
to work
right.
for it.
That's right.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest thing, man. I mean, when there's always a lesson to be learned. There's always, if this loss happened, it sucks that it happened, but it has to make us better.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it happened for no reason. So if we had to lose 10 games, which I hate, if we had to lose 10 games to make us better
Right.
in the long run, then, so be it. I just wish that we could have only lost 2 games.
Yeah, but use
Like,
it as fuel.
yeah. I mean, but that's the thing is like when we're losing games, and that was probably the most frustrating part about us in that point that portion of our season is we were losing, but then we weren't getting better. We kept losing the same way. So hopefully those guys, finally kind of, got under their skin enough to the point to where we've gotten past that.
If you'd have cruised through this schedule and only had 2 losses right now, I mean, you
We'd be
guys, your
probably,
heads would be, as big as Suwannee County.
I mean, we'd be 1, 2,
Be
or
number,
3
yeah,
in the state.
absolutely. No question.
There's no question about that. We'd be top 3 teams in the state for
Yeah.
sure. So, but like I told these guys, we didn't want it easy. We made the schedule hard. We expect every game to be hard, because hard times create tough individuals, and tough individuals, they win in the long run.
Yeah.
So.
All right, Coach. Well, let's keep it going. 2 games in a row. We can get back to 500 if we can win in Tallahassee. So good luck in that road game. We'll see you back Thursday against Columbia High, and then you got Buchholz coming in on Friday. So good luck this week.
Sounds good. Appreciate it.
All right, thank you, and thank you guys for watching the Suwannee Sports Report. It was presented by Roundtree Moore Ford. So appreciate you stopping by and telling Stephen Jones, the general manager, tell anybody over there at Roundtree Moore Ford you appreciate him sponsoring the Suwannee Sports Report. The Sports Report airs live Mondays at 7:00. And then it's archived on the website for you to review anytime. We're also brought to you in part by Van Carpet One, by Farm Bureau Insurance, and by the Suwannee County School District. By the way, if you have a comment, I'd like to talk to us. We got some specials going on as far as advertising as we get to the end of the season and we get into the playoffs. So get a hold of us if you're interested in sponsoring our baseball broadcasts. All you have to do is email me, rivercountrysports@gmail.com. We'd love to hear your feedback. Even if you don't want to advertise, just have a comment. We'd love to hear from you. Hit us up on Facebook or use the email address. And we will see you again next week. For our executive producer, our streaming producer, Miss Tammy Neal, for Coach Billy Moran, I'm Wayne Littrell. You've been watching the Suwannee Sports Report. See you next week here on rivercountrysports.com.